Astana enjoy traditional hospitality.
This brings together for the first time the CTBTO Youth Group and the CTBTO Group of Eminent Persons and the CTBTO Youth Group. Together, these groups will discuss how to join their forces to advance the entry into force of the comprehensive test site.
We call on all state signatories to spare no efforts, remembering the past, looking into the future. The upcoming Astana conference will be held
earlier this morning of Kazakhstan in the global movement to end nuclear testing and on a test ban because following the efforts of the Nevada Semipalatinsk
that the young men and women attending this conference as part of the CTBTO Youth Group look at
nuclear weapons might deteriorate by age, that they might become obsolete. And then states, if they want to keep up their nuclear deterrent, they would have to create new nuclear weapons.
For the next couple of days. There was a hand in the back from someone, if you could raise it again. Yes.
Combining all these factors, how do we increase the public pressure in annexed two countries when it just doesn't seem to be?
First of all, awareness. We have to make the issue visible. We have to put it in front of the eyes of the people. So there we need civil society mobilization to put the issue out of the space.
Recently, there was also the explosion in Chernobyl. Then there was like this big outcry, and it lasted for about a year, and then it just kind of recedes into the ice.
To kick us off for thank you.
Our host country has been a very active key contributor to this campaign, both its government, parliament, and civil society. Its own painful experience regarding the horrible impact of nuclear tests on human lives and environment, its remarkable campaign against those tests, its abundance of its Soviet nuclear arsenal, and its key role in the establishment of the Central Asian nuclear weapon-free zone have given Kazakhstan an authentic and credible voice. A voice successfully used within the UN General Assembly to initiate the International Day Against Nuclear Tests, which we commemorate.
So during less than 3 years, the Republic of Kazakhstan became from the owner of the world's fourth largest nuclear arsenal to the non-nuclear state, and later to one of the world leaders of nuclear disarmament, which proposed a number of initiatives to the building of nuclear-free world. Over 40 years of Semipalatinsk Test Site operation, totally 456 tests were conducted. Test site area composed 80,500 square kilometers. That is equal to the territory of some Ukraine.
Исполнилось 50 лет. 25 из них я посвятил борьбе против ядерных испытаний. Поэтому я сегодня здесь, поэтому многие из вас столь глубоко вовлечены в решение данной проблемы. Так как эта конференция...
I turned 50 this year, and 25 years of my life I devoted to efforts calling for nuclear test ban. Therefore I am here today, and therefore many of you are so deeply involved in the resolution of this problem. This conference remembers the past and looks into the future. Therefore, we should all unite, not only with me or with Kazakhstan, but everyone should unite with everyone and with the international community in order to achieve the eventual aim of the nuclear test.
Sounds like there are probably delegations from America that do come to Austria that, if they're already in the neighborhood, they may as well stop by the CTBTO and learn more about it.
It's very good to talk to one-to-one, because then you get slightly different opinions sometimes, and that's why again civil society is so important, because those people, the parliamentarians, are elected by the civil society.
And regarding the test sites, I'd like to ask whether the current crisis in the US-Russia relation somehow affect the progress achieved in this project.
We have problems, some problems, but we still have very good relationship with the people who used to work with us before, today, and hope in the future. So this is personal relationship help us a lot to solve this political issue.
There are 183 countries who have signed this treaty, and 167 now who have ratified. Right. So as always in this environment, when I speak, those of us who believe in disarmament, non-proliferation, and security are in the vast. It doesn't have that. It's got people that can build bombs, but it doesn't do good science as far as we understand it.
In Japan, CTBT promotion has very strong national sentiment, because Japanese also suffered from that Bikini biggest hydrogen bomb test. The Japanese tuna boat was exposed to very high radiation, and one of the captain.
Genuine and candid, honest to go for democratization. They should invite the CTBT expert to watch, to connect with.
It's quite a moment for me to welcome all of you, led by my dear friend and brother, Lasina, warm welcome to you, CTBTO, as its private institution, is a sort of brand name to the, not only Kazakhstan. And this is what we tried, and in fact, it's quite symbolic that we are gathering today here at the Rixos. Rixos is a for the Astana process of Syria, if you know, exactly in this very room for the first time in the history.
Thank you very much to the government of the Republic of Kazakhstan and the minister and the ambassador and all of those who have very actively helped in preparing sequencing, and also to bring us to Kurchatova so that we can actually see where a meeting that was held earlier this year, January, during Kazakhstan presidency on non-proliferation. It's not
play a more active role in helping the international community with achieving the SDGs. Which are the goals to which the CTBTO could meet in virtually almost all countries, which can be basically our privileged counterparts?
To encourage all member states, including developed countries, to work on the SDGs is through our work with the civil society.
Assist member states in having the indicators, because they are the ones who have to then say, we are implementing this. You know, they are the ones.
This week there wasn't a move everyone got, but it was the organizers who provided. It was specifically instrument to that goal. Do you find in this paper related to any?
Says that you need to be involved, engaged in, and lobby to mainstream what you do in each national process.
That this SDG provided a very good opportunity for us to go and have some other activities, which is important for the majority.
How this message of linking development and disarmament should be adapted to resonate, for example, in a country like the United States.
It's very good ideas. How do we put this into motion? Okay, how do we influence the conversation, not just in the development realm, but also in the security realm?
I think that the activity of promoting the very entry into force of CTBT can be accounted as promoting rule of law internationally. So in this sense, we could be fulfilling SDG 16.
We also touch upon, like building on what Carla said, the Sendai framework for disaster response.
What messages then can be delivered in different regions? And that was one mechanism
on which we can build a more expansive regional integration function.
I'm sure you are very familiar because the draft of this declaration has been shared by the various participants in the conference. I take it that everybody agreed and we adopted the Kazakhstan conference declaration.
Dr. Zerba had a meeting with the Minister of Foreign Affairs, and this is how the idea of this conference was born. Rahmet. Rahmet in Kazakh means thank you. A big thank you. We would not have had a copy of a printed document, so thank you. And also to the able team.
These issues and your ability, to be able to cross barriers and borders of countries live with you, until you are able to take over problems. So thank you very much, all people who will have this responsibility in all two sessions that you have and learn more. And then it's part of this journey.
Really good, and really well.
On the road again. I just can't wait to be
getting on a bus to go to the Astana station to take a night train to Kurchatova from now. Hey, thank you very much for everything. Arigato. Arigato gozaimasu.
Thank you. Have you seen Venus?
And smile everyone.
Harold was 2.
To Degelen train station, and we are going to Kurchatova. So please this way.
Okay.
Hotel now.
Hotel first.
Yes.
Yeah.
We went to restaurant and bar.
Is this, what floor is this? There, too long. There?
What room are you in?
Translating device.
Yes.
Основу будущей политики нераспространения стало то, что Казахстан отказался от развития основной работы по уничтожению всей инфраструктуры оружия массового уничтожения.
Testing infrastructure dismantlement efforts.
Но я просто еще могу представиться, что я руковожу работами уже на протяжении почти 15 лет.
Безопасности. Хотела вас спросить, могли бы немножко подробнее?
Test site is huge. So could you give us a sense of how you protect this material and the land from potential smugglers?
В нашем центре мы используем не только данные казахстанской сети, но также соседних стран. Как вы заметили, мы используем данные сейсмических групп.
Включен программный автомат. Идет отсчет времени. Осталось 5 секунд. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Для сравнения.
Да, понятно, что это издалека, но именно те моменты, потому что я...
So Igor Kurchatova was a great, outstanding Soviet scientist, the founder of the atomic science. And the field that you're going to travel tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, is 60 kilometers away from Kurchatova, 14 sectors across the perimeter. So this is the tunnel model. before and after the explosion. So these photos show you that the specialists enter the tunnel, which was half ruined in 400-meter crater and 100-meter deep.
Для низкофоновых исследований оснащен современным.
Here's a lot of data, but for like for radionuclides like plutonium and americium,
And here we, for example, trying to study transfer of
этой совместной работы. Dear guests, dear friends, I am elated and glad to welcome you here in Kurchatov city. And I strongly believe that after the 2 days in Astana, which you have spent to your benefit and to your liking, we will continue our operation here. The weather did make correction.
Keeping in mind the theme of the conference,
И с учетом темы нашей конференции,
remembering the past, and looking to the future.
Помнить будущее, помнить прошлое, устремленно смотреть в будущее.
The real highlight of the conference will be tomorrow.
Настоящие важные события конференции произойдут завтра.
During which all of us will visit the test site.
Завтра все мы посетим испытательные площадки.
And stand where so much of the impacts of what has occurred throughout history.
Help happening this event and bring the wisdom of GEM with the dynamism and energy of the youth group.
Все работают очень напряженно.
Excellent information that we got today in the meetings, more meetings tomorrow, more seeing is believing, I think is really very important for our education and also to bring the message.
Завтра провести это мероприятие.
In Semipalatinsk. This is the first site for the nuclear weapon test in 1949. I think that's a very, very nice and exciting experiment to see all the features of the nuclear test in real life, and I think it would be very helpful for our determination to fight against nuclear testing.
Here we can have an overview of the experimental field. As you can see, it's almost a flat area with with a size of 300 square kilometers. Windows. There were installed reflectors made of lead. And these reflectors were directed
of this concrete structure. You see, it has to wipe. So
no, but you.
To be a viewing tower.
I don't
it caused some
shoe covers and masks. And back to do not get back in the car with shoe covers. Yeah.
Okay.
Dosimetrists will take off all your overalls before you get back to the bus. We have buses now. All right. Oh, we'll start here. I have one more.
Pushing the envelope.
In my case, no, it's just keep on my head.
Отсюда еще 180 тонн.
Really, it's a unique experience to be there, where you can really feel destruction. You can really sense a place without life, almost without life, surroundings. This is the result of a nuclear explosion, a nuclear test. So it shows us what we can do with nuclear explosions. We can destroy life, basically. So we have to be thankful to the government and the people of Kazakhstan for closing this nuclear test site. And it has to be, this place has to be a reminder to all of us that we have to stop nuclear testing, and we have to move towards the abolition of nuclear weapons, which are a great threat to the very existence of humanity.
Because history doesn't teach us how not to get involved.
It's incredibly moving to be here and to be at ground zero of the first atomic test by the Soviet Union. We have a lot of work to do, and I hope that this is just, we can add to that, like that story that needs to be told more.
Это чисто получается.
The stations of other types, they are the noise that we focus on detecting and the registration elements. One CTBTO AS58 station, which we already know about.
Основные данные и отправка данных в международный центр.
The main data transmission to the International Data Center in Vienna
происходит
from the outside. Over there.
Suppression. Very good to do like a checkout. Tonight here is our last moment really together. We'll be then on the train, and then tomorrow morning some of you would fly out, others would be coming back to their home cities. So I want to hear from every table in basically 1 to 2 minutes.
Knowledge we need to understand. And I hope in the future we will make a good, strong collaboration with G members. I hope we will have a new youth members in the future and new ideas which brings new possibilities.
I've never felt more at home in a foreign country, so our hosts have been amazing. Fantastic.
One of the good points that came out was like the breakout sessions were some of the most productive, and I think good ways to bridge those things. So finding.
And I think this was the first time we've been doing it. So there was really been some meetings on Skype between some members of the team. You know, if you have a good proposal, you come up with it. And also, even when there is, let's say, a session where the gems are speaking, I've been suggesting just to Sahil, for example, you can raise your hand and make a comment after. All right, well with this, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much for everything.
Okay.
Thank you.
Carlos Rodriguez Crucicelis. I'm a member of the CTBTO Youth Group from the United States. And during this conference, I found it really empowering to meet with other like-minded students and young professionals that are dedicated to bringing about a world free from explosive nuclear testing. And I realized after visiting the Semipalatinsk Test Site the importance and the gravity of this issue. And it reminded me that we as young people have to take this message back to our communities at a local level so we can make change that will have a global impact.
There is a great proverb: if you want to go fast, go on your own. If you want to go far, you should go together. And this, I believe, has been the essence of the conference that has just concluded here in the beautiful country of Kazakhstan. We are very grateful to the government of Kazakhstan, to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and to the Nuclear Center of the Republic of Kazakhstan for their hospitality, warm welcome, and also for giving us this unique chance to visit the polygon in Kurchatova, the test site where over 400 tests have been conducted over more than 40 years. It was a very powerful experience. And the essence of this conference was to bring there not just the group of eminent persons, those experts who have over 50 years of experience, but also young people in their 20s, for them to learn from it, for them working already on disarmament issues to further their knowledge and also to get this feeling of how terrible nuclear testing is. And talking to the participants after this visit, the only thing we could all say in one voice was we need to make sure CTBTO enters into force as soon as possible. And we will all say in one voice no to nuclear testing.